Okay guys, just gone to market. Let's show you what I did.
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. It's your first time here, big fella Scruff. What I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. If that sounds good, hit the subscribe button and we'll bash on. So, what's happening today? Well, it's an interesting day really. If I flick this over, talking to the guys in the squad. Now, if you're following the small account challenge, I have a trade that's about to cash out. So if you want to follow this is on BlackBull. We use this because of the 500 to 1 leverage. It's about to just cash out as we're speaking. So I'll put that out of shot. I'm on doing the Aussie for the guys. And I also have another trade running, which is this one. If I pull this into shot. That one's mirroring the small account. These two just mirror each other and it's doing quite well. I've actually been in this one already this morning and took 156 quid out of it. So I'm happy with that. I'll do an update on these accounts. Maybe it's on Saturday. How well they're going, what's going on. The small account is the important one because it's something that the guys in the Discord got behind. And if I just pull this in, you'll kind of see it because they're on talking about it now. They got in with this. As you can see, they are taking the BlackBull accounts and there is a link for it below. But the small challenge is absolutely fundamental to what we do because you have to earn the right to trade. Just because you've got an account doesn't mean to say you can trade that account. Actually, I'm going to leave that on just a second. I want to show you something. But you've got to use real money as well. And what we're doing is we're building up a small account into a sizable account. So watch for the updates. Now, in amongst this lot, I put in a strength sheet every morning, which is this. And the top contender this morning came out as the Aussie dollar, okay? So the US was rocketing to the top of the tree. The Aussie fell off the cliff. There was a big change of sentiment from the last data sample showing that there's big movement coming. And it put it in the #1 slot. Now, from here, we can look to see what chart to watch. Well, it's the 4-hour chart. And because there is limited liquidity around at the moment, it's only looking for a minimum target of 6 pips. Okay, so that set this up. Now, I've already done a trade idea for them, which is here. I've broke, if you kind of flick into that video, you'll see that I've marked the whole chart out and I tell them what the trade idea is. And then I go into the bias and then I update this as well so they can see it. They know it's going to be selling. It is a pretty darn good chart to be trading today and monitor it. What we needed to be careful with is the low time frames were pushing up. So what that meant is you're going to sell it high. So you have to wait for it to push up or at least crack a level. Just don't go willy-nilly into it. And it's looking for a minimum target of 6 and an MT plus. What that means is it's minimum target plus. So you've got the wind in your sails if you want to push it out that little bit further. So where's the trade? What is it? Well, I've entered on this level and I'm looking to get to approximately the base of this zone that I've marked in. Okay, so if I was after 6 pips, well, that's 8.7. I can live with that. And I've gone in relatively low, just £1 a point, because I just want to show you the process rather than sort of the money side of it. Okay, nice and simple. So if you come out to the daily, you'll see all the key levels are put into place. I can see exactly where it's going, what it's up to. It's pushing against this huge move here, and it's been on a steady run down. Now, it did try and push back up. That has now failed. You can see that in all of these tails, and it's now collapsing down. Now take that into 4 hours, and again you have a similar situation but on a smaller scale. Huge drive up, which has now failed, and it's now moving down through the levels. And then if we drop this into the hourly, again you can see that's coming in. Now this is zooming right in. Now off here we can see where the consolidation is, and it's started to break the lows of these, and there's nothing in its path till it gets back down into these areas. So what I've done is, when I've been targeting the zones, you look back in time. So it's an echo of the past for a vision of the future. And what you'll see is this cluster point right here. Okay, that was a major stall point the last time the price was here. So if I'm looking for a quick snap, which I am, down, that's probably the logical point, marrying up with the zone that I put in. And then when we just start looking at the 15-minute, okay, he is probably about right. There is nice as well. And then what you want to be doing is, I'm happy to stage it up to about this level here, because I think that's reasonable, and it ties in with these two entry exit fibs, which came from extensions further in the chart. I'll stage to that point to get here, and then you just look at your triggers, which is your 5-minute. And sure enough, when I was looking at this thing sort of 8:30 this morning, it was pushing up, and then it rolled over, broke the green candles onto this level here, made the entry, in it's gone, and now it's just a case of ride it down into target. It is relatively stretched when you look at strength, so there's going to be a lot of bouncing, kicking around. Sort of halfway between there and there is here, marries up to the cluster. Scruff's a happy boy. Let's play this out. Okay guys, it's coming in to target right now, as we can see. There we go, sorted. So, what was going on with this trade? It was a very simple trade. Now, if you look at various indicators on this pair, you'll see they are incredibly stretched, which meant it could bounce off at any time. So one of the parts that I needed to pay attention to was the targeting. Now, I'm going to be doing a whiteboard video probably today on how to pass a prop firm. But not only is it how to pass a prop firm, it's actually how to trade in general. And one of the key elements is your targeting. Your targeting has to be in place. You can't do that. And when people talk about risk rewards and all of this, if your targeting's wrong, that'll never work. And well, when we're talking about risk reward, it doesn't work anyway. And I'll touch on that in just a second. But with this trade, it was very simple. From that black line to this blue one, the yellow dotted, and then into this red zone, that was the entry criteria. So anywhere in around this point to get to here. So if you're looking at sort of a stage back of 3, 1, 2, 3, and I put a measuring tool on up to that, there's your 3 entries, or approximately 3 entries. Pull that down into there. The targeting was a shade over 1 to 1, which is kind of the way I work things out, but I work it out slightly different to the way most people do. Most people sort of think, oh, it's 3 to 1. It's sort of 1 unit to get 3. Not necessarily as simple as that when you're doing return on investment. Return on investment is looking for an area of the chart that can get you into the market, where you're going to stage to, the average price of those staging, and then you work from the average price to a rough target of 1 to 1, like what I've just done there. And then you're always on a happy balance. You're always at 50%. And the reason why it works that way is very simple. If it's going to go that way 50, it can go that way 50. So you're always equal. Keeps your win rates up, keeps your mind sanity, but more importantly, keeps your bank account correct. Case in point, I was showing you earlier on that I had a couple of trades that were running. It's paid out. That is right there. So that one's paid out. So that was the gold. I mirrored it over into a prop fund. So that was that one. So there was 34 quid went into that prop. So I'm quite happy with that. And then we did the BlackBull small challenge, which you were seeing earlier. And it paid that one as well. All of them were just mirrored of each other. Very simple. No choppy changey. Done. And then this one was done for the guys in the squad, just to back up what I say, because I told them what I was going to do with it before I took the trade. So, what's the moral of the story here? Well, there was no jokes or anything today, and there probably won't be when I'm doing these sort of little trades. It's just me switching the camera on and showing you what I'm doing. And hopefully, somewhere down the line, it inspires you to be better. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.